Most games have a very hard optional challenge such as the Seasides in Farewell and Celeste and the Path of Pain in Hollow Knight. I am working on a puzzle platformer called 5 Dice, and I want this game to be more challenging than these both. However, I don't want to force my players to play the really challenging parts of my game, so I put it up to the player's discretion. Celeste has B and C sides for every one of these levels that unlock once you first beat the standard level. These harder challenges still use all the gimmicks from the standard level, but test the player's mastery of them. I want my challenge to have the exact same concept. I'm planning on making 5 big areas with 3 levels each, so I want to make a challenge for each of these areas that test the player's mastery of the gimmicks of these big areas. In Celeste, each level has a bunch of small rooms that take up to 15 seconds to complete. You would typically think this is easy, but the level design makes these 15-second rooms require a lot more skill and precision to pull off correctly, leading to sometimes more than 50 deaths in a single room. This is going to be the first of 5 challenges, so I don't want to make this level insanely challenging, but I still want the player to struggle a little bit. First, I made a tutorial room to introduce a new mechanic, which is a dice refill. So I forced the player into a situation where they are forced to use it. Also, it's a nice easy room to help the player transition into the far more difficult challenges to come. While making some of the rooms of this level, I fell into the trap of making unfair challenges that come off as more annoying than fun. The first room of this level featured a super precise head hitter, which I was fine with at the start, but my game testers made it very apparent that it being fun is a direct opposite of the truth. So once I received feedback, I decided to change the first room to feature a more easy, fun approach to the room design, with these hard but fair spike jumps. After making this first room, I decided I needed to test a player on basic mechanics learned in the game so far, so I made a room for each of the main mechanics. In level 1 I introduced a dice rolling mechanic, so the second room features 2 challenging rolling segments. I thought it was too short of a room though, so I also added a little puzzle using the pink cars I added earlier. In room 3 I wanted to test the player on my moving cars from level 2. So I made a few tricky car jumps that I made the player repeat 2 times due to the collectibles needed at the end of the first set that is needed to finish the challenge. Now I have made a room for each of the challenges, so I made 3 more super challenging rooms to test the player's mastery of dealing with all of these mechanics in a single challenge. In total I ended up making 7 rooms, with 6 of them being fairly difficult. Even as the game's developer, each of these rooms took me on average 15 minutes to finish for the first time, and each room took my game testers about 20 or so minutes to complete. So on an average, this 6-room level should take about an hour and 20 minutes to complete, making it the hardest level in my game so far. Now that the level is made, I need an area to select it, so I added an arrow that goes up into the stars to select the level. You may notice that the star has 5 different colors. Each color is going to represent a level that features the mechanics of each area. Green will be area 2, orange will be area 3, blue will be area 4, and purple will be area 5. The level I just made now is yellow and is for area 1. So as you may guess, each of these challenging levels will look like their corresponding colors. As of now, I've made up the level 9, so around 3 areas worth. I am planning on making devlogs for some of these levels, but before I do that, I need to take another nice and long nap. Until then, I wish you all a good day, and I wish myself a good night.